Our next horror story comes from Ruby Mad Hatter. Love the name. The Saga of Karen, or how one player's meltdowns killed 3 Pathfinder games. Go Karen!
This is an accomplishment. 3 games in a row. How do we call it in online shooters? A strike, like
triple kill.
Triple kill.
Yeah.
Like
overkill, mega kill.
All right. So this is classified as extra long, something I've never been classified as. Come, dear readers, and listen to my story about 3 Come, dear readers, and listen to my story about 3 Pathfinder games that got nuked because of a problem player and how she made it so that I had to find almost an entirely new group. Before I dive into the details, I want to give you a sense of what these Pathfinder games were like. We ran everything over Discord and Roll20, and each person brought their own unique energy to the table, sometimes chaotic, sometimes calm, occasionally hilarious.
That describes us.
This describes some good games. Yeah, we're going to go with chaotic.
Alex is calm.
Hilarious.
No, Alex is chaotic. You're calm. I'm occasionally hilarious. These quick profiles are my way of giving you a feel for who these people were in the story and how they shaped our adventures. Me, DM, 27-year-old D&D player, 19-year DM, running multiple Discord Roll20 Pathfinder games. Serena, my spouse, a calm, hands-off elf ranger, undying druid who actively avoided favoritism and rarely engaged in the plot unless prompted. Nick, an easygoing elf alchemist, human artificer, jokester who loved to keep the table laughing. Thomas, veteran D&D player outside the campaign, logical, calm, and incredible with magic systems. Karen, the problem player. Sylph druid, tiefling gunslinger, and warlock, reactive, easily offended, and prone to sudden anger.
Do you think that she used each of her multi-classes to destroy each campaign? She has 3 multi-classes and destroyed 3 campaigns.
So it is a druid, gunslinger, and warlock.
Warlock.
All in the one Karen.
Yeah, 1 Karen, 3 problems.
Good.
I got 99 problems, but 3 Karens ain't one. Marcus,
Here we go.
Karen's husband, sitting there going,
Yeah.
that distress, that international distress symbol for children.
Yeah.
They start going like this in public. Someone's supposed to call the cops. Marcus, Karen's husband, a tiefling rogue in the pirate game, more combat focused and usually aligned with her decisions because she'll beat him at home if he doesn't.
Easy yes, man.
Who's your mommy? You are. Who's your daddy?
Another.
You also are.
Another doormat.
Yeah,
And
doormat.
Nina, NPC, Serena's brilliant, artificer cohort, instrumental in building and improving the party's prototype airship. Oh, and airships involved in this one. This ought to be good.
Yeah.
In a pair of Pathfinder.
Got gunslingers, you got airships. This is a no-holds-barred campaign.
Gunslinger's gun goes off, hits the helium. Hindenburg. Whee!
Yeah.
All 3 games ran on Discord and Roll20 with overlapping casts. Most players were enthusiastic, creative, and fun. Karen was not one of those players. 2 of the games, the cult game and the pirate game, are where these explosions happened. In the cult game, the party was trying to stop an apocalypse-level event to traverse a war-ravaged continent. Karen wanted to build a prototype airship, and Nina helped her design it. I warned it would be experimental and fragile. Everyone agreed. I did warn the party that if they started using the airship in combat, the enemies would take notice and begin developing countermeasures against it, as well as work on some of their own.
How do you use airship in a combat? Like attacking with it?
I'm assuming they mean that they're attacking from it. Like it's flying and they're using magic and stuff to attack from above. I'm not sure. Yeah, they may have like ballistas on it as well. I'm picturing like a boat, like a ship with a dirigible on top or something like that.
And they are charging on goblins.
Critical Role uses these things called broomstones that are in the ship that makes it float, so it doesn't even need a dirigible.
And
somebody just lowers their pants and tucks themselves over the side and
or ballistas or whatever, the catapult kind of things. So maybe if they're attacking with that, of course people are going to shoot back, right?
If they can make it rapidly descend, they could just use the whole ship to crush some enemies. So the first real meltdown, however, came in the pirate game. Someone posted a funny picture of an early firearm. Karen asked if she could build it. I said, yes, using the R&D rules I came up with as third-party rules that the group had already agreed on, and suggested working with Nick, the group's artificer, since he was a specialist in that field and was already developing more advanced firearms. Immediate blow-up. Karen accused me of implying she couldn't do it alone, and then accused me of mansplaining rules we had already discussed in Session 0. She deleted her side of the argument from Discord, demanded the gun topic die, and we wouldn't talk further.
This is the perfect move. Accusing and mansplaining from the very beginning and delete your arguments.
As a DM, why does she think that she can build this gun on her own? She's a druid, gunslinger, warlock. Okay, I own guns, and I know how to use them, but I can't build a gun from scratch. The rules that she agreed to abide by, that this writer mentions, she really never intended ever to abide by them.
Okay, now John is mansplaining. Here we go.
I thought the issue was over. Famous last words of many men.
When Karens are involved, the issue is never over.
I would come to find out later, it was not. So, back in the cult game, the fragile airship wasn't used for travel. They weaponized it. They strafed an army of orcs, bombed fortified locations, and were throwing fireballs from the balloon-powered prototype on foes below.
Balloon-powered. That's a key sentence right there.
NPC nations naturally began developing countermeasures and conducting their own R&D to counteract this new threat. The first mercenary group used a method of conjuring and dropping an anvil through the balloon, forcing it to land. Now, I had the ship land slowly, but it still sustained minor hull damage that needed to be repaired. The party suffered no damage, and they have to fight the mercenaries on the ground. Karen and Nick then began complaining that their ship was too fragile and too easy to shoot down. Wanting a fair solution, I brought in my friend Thomas, who was both chill and a walking encyclopedia of magical engineering. Like, dude seriously understands magical systems at a level I could never hope to match in my lifetime. So Thomas, Karen, and another outside friend, Jason, sat down on Discord to discuss options.
All right, you need to bring in a magic expert to explain how popping a balloon works. Seriously, fools, you made an airship that's in the air because of a balloon and it got popped. This is not rocket science.
Thomas's first idea, classic Eberron elemental images. Classic elemental engines. The binding of an elemental into the core of the airship, usually an air or fire elemental, to power the ship's ability to fly. Typically, there were two ways to accomplish this binding. The first being to summoning an elemental and forcing it into a crystal core, and the second being summoning the elemental and offering it some sort of payment to get it to agree to work for a period of time as the ship's core. Karen lost it instantly.
Boom. Binding elementals? Like that is slavery.
It depends on if they enjoy the chains or not. Thomas calmly explained.
No binding. Summon planar ally, negotiate terms, set compensation, and set termination clauses. It's a job. You're hiring an elemental.
Karen declared that it was
slavery with extra steps.
Dead serious, then logged off and refused to ever speak to Thomas again.
Congratulations, Thomas. You have won D&D.
Final boss.
Thomas and I continued brainstorming and came up with 6 power source options, ranging from safe to hilariously evil. Then I shared them with the group. Karen exploded again, claiming I reopened a topic she'd
already decided,
despite having bailed mid-discussion and giving no answer. She dragged Nick and me into voice chat to berate me about
never letting me have anything cool.
And
not waiting until I was ready to talk.
She was too fragile at that moment to discuss options.
Against my better judgment, you knew better, dude. And the suggestions of several people, I apologized to keep the peace. Looking back, I really wish I'd listened to the others more.
Yeah, never apologize in front of Karens to keep peace. It will never work.
Your supplication is fuel to Karen.
Engine. Balloon power.
Then, She became furious that Nina, the artificer, was improving airship designs for a friendly faction, despite Nina literally helping invent the ship and having every reason to develop the technology. Karen ragequit Discord. Again, weeks later, we reached the subsequent explosion. Project Kingfish. A secret crafting project between Karen and Nick in the pirate game. They hinted at it in front of the party but refused to explain anything. Yeah, don't tell the other players, don't tell the DM, this ought to be good.
They don't trust the DM because he is pretty bad, let's be honest.
He should have kicked her out of the game already.
Yeah, she did it by herself, but he still had to invite her back.
Their homeland in-game was already secretive and power-hungry, so suspicion grew among the party.
Serena, a druid, during downtime, took care of Nick's kitten and, using her druid abilities, awakened it. Her reasoning, the cat could comfort Nick and also spy on Project Kingfish. Knowing this would cause conflict, I pulled Karen and Nick aside to explain the awakened cat and show the character sheet. Karen went nuclear instantly. She stormed off Discord again and ranted to Nick about Serena trying to copy or one-up her, primarily when both Karen and Serena used the spell Barefoot Polymorph in 2 different games, not to kill a foe, but to capture them safely, which from my understanding is a common druid tactic at mid to high level. When Serena pushed back, the argument ended with Karen telling her,
"Go fuck yourself."
At this point, communication had entirely collapsed. After a while, Karen returned and no further drama occurred, so we were able to finish the cold game. So
they must have neutered her.
Muted?
Neutered, like a cat.
They might have put some Valium in a piece of cheese and fed it to her. Who's a good girl?
After a while, Karen returned and no further drama occurred, so we were able to finish the cult game. So, with the cult game ending, we began playing an NU, a narrative campaign, Wild Island. Karen and Marcus pushed for switching to D&D 5e. Some players were hesitant but agreed to try it. To try D&D 5e?
They were playing Pathfinder before, right?
Meanwhile, in the unrelated Friday Pathfinder game, Karen played a monk whose running gag was suplexing party members for laughs, except Marcus as a wizard. Everyone took it in good humor. One day, another player's shifter tried to suplex her back. Karen failed her roll and punched the shifter for actual damage. A rules clarification showed the shifter took only 3 damage. Karen once again completely lost it, saying it was complete bullshit that she only did 3 damage to a character who was built for damage reduction, and she didn't have the type of damage to bypass it. She claimed she had
computer issues.
I believe her. I don't know about you guys, but I totally
She has a lot of different issues.
Yeah, computer is one of them, the biggest one.
Somebody gave her a computer. That's an issue.
Probably beat up Marcus for it. Poor Marcus.
Yeah, she took it from him.
So she claimed that she had computer issues, left Discord, and refused to let her character be rolled for. At first, Marcus attempted to roll on her behalf. When he
Marcus, you just stepped in front of the bus, bro.
Walking on a highway. So at first, unhinged Marcus attempted to roll on her behalf. When he made the offer and I accepted, I heard her clearly yell in the background.
No, don't you fucking dare!
Marcus then refused to roll on her behalf. We had to cancel the entire session over a single perception roll for a guard shift while camping. Why couldn't they continue with it without rolling for her? I don't understand.
I would have just disappeared her character and uninvited her from the Discord channel.
Suddenly, a dart flies through the air, thunk, hitting her in the neck. She collapses to the ground, sound asleep for the next 12 hours.
Yeah, an old witch walked in and offered her an apple.
My pretty, take a bite of this.
And she fell asleep forever because nobody would dare kiss her.
Except for Marcus, but everybody stopped him. This is wishful thinking.
Yeah, none of that actually happened. That's just us trying to get these people out of the way of this Karen.
Zoinks, like, hey dude, run. Ruh-roh.
Run, Forrest, run.
And I ran 3 years. The next day, I added a simple table rule. Everyone picks one person to run their character if they disconnect, so the plot doesn't freeze. After posting this, Karen messaged me 10 minutes later, blowing up at me, saying,
How dare I suggest running someone's character for them?
I explained my reasons as best as I could. After a while, she did calm down, but she still seemed a bit upset.
They could tell she was upset by the fact that she was awake still.
Well, no, Marcus's face was red from lack of oxygen with Karen's hands around his neck because she had to strangle something.
Not to mention the pressure from doing this, he had to have his thumb removed.
No, repetitive motion injuries, hands.
Carpal tunnel syndrome.
Just like when I was a kid, but for something else in front of the computer.
The night she destroyed the games was Wild Island. We had been playing for a while. Most players were not interested in the survival aspect of the game and wanted to focus on exploration, except Karen and her husband.
Bum, bum, bum.
She wanted survival a lot more, and her husband just wanted more combat. That night, while Karen and her husband took second shift watching the camp, while everyone else was asleep, they gathered their things and left. We have 2 edgelords.
Main character syndrome, too.
And a sale married couple. They then announced they were quitting all 3 games permanently. The only thing she did good in life was quitting all 3 campaigns.
And then they probably went and complained and said something like,
Why does this happen everywhere we go?
I wonder.
Oh, the last 3 groups were terrible people.
If you can't identify the asshole in the room,
Everybody else can. Nick quit soon after, and attendance crumbled without them. And to this date, Nick has never touched another TTRPG. All 3 campaigns died that night.
That's a bummer. I don't understand why the campaigns died because Karen left. They should have thrived after that.
How many people did they have?
there was the DM, Serena, Nick, Thomas, Karen, and Marcus as real people, and then Nina was an NPC.
There was still 3 players and an NPC.
3 people is good enough for a D&D.
Maybe she was manipulative, had some kind of a hook into Nick.
Oh, Nick quit soon after.
Yeah.
But I think that he just got tired of TTRPG, as he has never touched another TTRPG ever since that. Still manageable. Later on, I was playing under another DM. Karen and a friend of hers, William, was playing Rise of the Rune Lords together. I thought that, with her actions, she had dropped the drama. It was not my choice to have her in the game, and I certainly didn't want to create any drama because of it. Eventually, Karen went massively absent from the game, no word on why, no messages to the group or the DM. We eventually started getting towards the end of Rise of the Rune Lords, and we did what we always did with our group. Put the idea for the next game up for a vote. Various people put up ideas on who would DM them. So they switched TTRPGs left and right.
Yeah. You're going to decide what you're playing first, then assign a DM to it? That seems weird.
This is when Karen reappeared. She also wanted to vote on... She also wanted to vote on which game to do next. I spoke with the other members of the group, as one of the games I put forward was likely to win. I asked them all if they would want to game with her again. Serena said that if Karen were there, she would not be.
Serena is smart. She was the druid. She's the smart one.
The DM's spouse also.
Yeah, druid's power. The rest, most of whom were not involved in the previous games, stated that they wanted to avoid any drama and voted neutral. I informed Karen that she would no longer be welcome at our table due to her previous actions. She reacted, as she had before, going verbally berserk. She accused me of being sexist. She made several other accusations as well, then logged off. Later that night, her friend William stated that he refused to play with players he thought were so childish as to ban Karen. Not only did he leave the Discord entirely, but he also erased his entire character on the Rise of the Rune Lords, taking all his notes and character things with him. Oh, character things? What are they talking about?
I don't
Erase
know.
his entire character on Rise of the Rune Lords? How do you erase your character, and why anybody else would care about that?
Well, maybe he was involved in smaller side plots, missions that needed to be completed to win the game.
Backstory stuff.
Maybe he had objects that were needed in order to succeed.
As a DM, the interface of the game, he could say, no, your character doesn't go off.
In D&D Beyond, if, like, you're in my game, Alex, if you deleted your character in my game, it would disappear from the game as well.
But it will remain in your mind, right?
Yeah, like I could recreate whatever I gave you. I would have objects or whatever that were on your character would still exist for me. I would just give them to somebody else. It sounds like he's making a little bit of a bigger deal out of this than it should be. Who cares?
Rise of the Rune Lords is a adventure path released in the Pathfinder.
So they went back to Pathfinder. So I don't know why. They were playing in Roll20, so maybe whatever he deleted had some effect on Roll20.
So he took all his notes and character things with him, forcing the DM, who was on the spectrum, to have a minor mental issue for a couple of weeks, and had to rebuild a few things to make sure the game ran smoothly. Now, I don't believe I'm faultless in this whole story. There are things I could have communicated better, or actions I could have taken sooner to help mitigate the disaster more effectively. My role as the DM was to help with group cohesion, and I did fail at that quite a bit. To this day, I hear from friends who attend events that Karen and Marcus have said some rather distasteful things about Serena and me. In some cases, it caused some difficulties involving stuff outside of the game. I do hope this story helps some of you see the issues in any negative groups you may find yourselves in, and not stay in them nearly as long as I did with this group. I learned the hard way that no D&D is better than toxic D&D. Ruby Mad Hatter.
There shouldn't have been toxic D&D. I will disagree 100% with that statement that he just made, that the DM's job is group cohesion. No, it's not. The DM's job is to provide the game, the plot, and let the players make the decisions and tell the story of the game. Where the DM should interfere in group cohesion is to get rid of toxic players.
I was playing with some friends, and I went with a ranger, and I was shooting an arrow at an enemy, and I ended up accidentally hitting one of my allies. And so after we downed the enemy, he decided to turn on me, saying, well, it's what my character would do for being hit. No, don't be a dick. It was an accident.
It was a roll. I didn't hit you on purpose. You're hitting me on purpose.
And so what should have been a campaign ended right there and then, because he insisted on getting revenge for being accidentally hit with an arrow. It's like,
nah. Intentions matter.
The DM should step in at that point and just say, dude,
chill.
Yeah, we're not degenerating into PvP because you rolled up a character who's an a-hole.